Imagine a world where fear itself had a name. And that name was Genghis Khan, the early 13th century. A time when the Islamic world was thriving with knowledge, culture, and trade. From the golden mosques of Bukhara to the busy streets of Samarkand, Muslim cities shone like jewels on the Silk Road. But soon, those jewels would be crushed under the hooves of Mongol horses. When Genghis Khan rose with his unstoppable armies, he carried not just swords and arrows, but a storm of fire and terror. In 1219, he turned his gaze toward the Muslim lands of Central Asia. The Khwarazm Empire stood proud, its cities wealthy, its scholars wise. But pride alone could not stop what was coming. The first city to face the Mongol wrath was Bukhara. Once known as the Dome of Islam, Bukhara was a center of faith and learning. When Genghis Khan entered the city, he stood inside its grand mosque. Instead of bowing in respect, he climbed its pulpit and declared, "I am the punishment of God. If you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you." The words struck fear deeper than swords. What followed was worse. The libraries were burned. The scholars were slaughtered. The streets of Bukhara ran red with the blood of its people. From there, the Mongol tide swept onward. Samarkand, Nishapur, Herat. Each city met the same fate. Men were cut down, women and children enslaved, entire populations erased in days. In Nishapur, after a Mongol commander was killed, Genghis Khan ordered vengeance. It is said that more than 1 million lives were taken in a single massacre. The cries of the innocent echoed for miles, while the city itself was reduced to dust. But perhaps the greatest tragedy came with Baghdad, the jewel of the Islamic world. Though it was Genghis Khan's grandson Hulagu who would carry out this conquest, the seed of destruction was planted by Genghis himself. Baghdad, the city of scholars, where the House of Wisdom preserved centuries of knowledge, was destroyed. Books that held the wisdom of ages were thrown into the Tigris River until its waters turned black with ink and red with blood. The Mongol invasions were not just battles. They were storms of cruelty. Survivors tell us of pyramids built from human skulls, of entire generations wiped out, of once thriving lands turned into barren wastelands. For the Muslims of that era, it felt like the end of the world. Families torn apart, mosques burned, knowledge lost forever. And yet, amidst the ashes, faith endured. Though Genghis Khan sought to destroy, Islam survived. Cities were rebuilt. Generations rose again. And in a twist of fate, many of the Mongols themselves eventually embraced Islam, the very faith they had once tried to erase. The story of Genghis Khan's atrocities is more than history. It is a reminder of how arrogance and cruelty can bring destruction, and how faith and resilience can outlive even the darkest of storms. So, when we remember the horrors unleashed upon the Muslims by Genghis Khan, we also remember the courage of those who survived, the strength of their faith, and the unbreakable spirit of a people who refused to vanish. Don't forget to like, share, and leave your comment on this video, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep meeting again and again. Thank you.